Hello, my dears. How are you? This is Resilient Lives, beaming you some positivity and energy on this Wednesday. Wednesday, is my fun day. It means to a lot of people that the week is halfway over. But it's just a day that I like to celebrate quietly. Not a big fanfare, but just to realize that we've made it halfway through the week. I had a dental a dental cleaning, so that was good. And I thought about the fact that although that's not my favorite thing to do, we have to go on living our lives and taking care of ourselves. And I really couldn't make the excuse that I couldn't come in because it's not safe, because it was a very safe place. So I'm hoping that you're continuing to take care of your health and your medical issues. Make sure that you're well, because we are definitely saying yes to life. Yes, we are. Life is moving on. And so how about you? How are things going for you? The week is moving fast, and things are happening. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the World Series. The World Series is over. The normalcy in the world there is trying to be recreated, in spite of the fact that we're in the midst of the most serious pandemic that we have ever witnessed, and life goes on. And so we, being the resilient ones, we are continuing to do what we need to do to continue to make sure that we thrive. Yes, we are. And, just as an aside, I thought I heard someone knocking at the door, and there wasn't anyone there, but it just made me think, are there opportunities out there? We're talking about sometimes expecting things, good things to happen. And we must realize that opportunities are continuing to knock at our doors. We're on this journey of life, and we must continue to look at life as it presents itself. It's a journey that we're on, and we are resilient people. So on this Wednesday, I just want to help you to remember how we're doing this thriving thing. I know when I look back over all the times that I've had crazy adversity in my life, I wonder, how did I get through all of those things? It's good to remember those things sometimes, because sometimes we need to fall back on them again. And I would say it was my faith, my family, my support, my belief that everything was going to work out. It's going to work out, that we have choices. And I rely on those things today. And so I'm sure that you have things that you rely on. So make sure that you keep your tools handy and remember what your priorities in life are. My priorities, of course, my faith, my taking care of myself, and looking at my support, because we want to take time and treasure those priorities and make sure we keep them up front. And it's like we're on this journey. And it has been a journey. Who knew? Who knew it was going to take this long? I was hoping that this journey with the pandemic and all of the things that go along with it, I was hoping by holiday time we would return to some type of balance that we were familiar with. And unfortunately, I don't really see that happening because a lot of the states are closing down again. They're even saying, well, if you want to have Thanksgiving, limit it to 6. Well, that might be okay to do this time, but I came from a large family. I can't imagine limiting a family dinner to 6. But we want to thrive. We want to be okay. We want the numbers to come down so we can resume this journey in life that we are on. And when I think about the journey, I think about movement, and we're walking on this journey. And it just made me think of a vacation that we were on. And on this vacation, we had a guide, and we had stopped to look at something that was on the tour. So we stopped to pause. And after the guide probably felt that we had paused long enough, he said, and we're walking, and we're walking. That was his symbol for us to stop our pause and start moving. Let's keep moving on this tour. And so I'm using that as a metaphor because it just seems like when we have these things that come up in our lives on this journey, we pause. I know I paused, and I think I told you when my cousin died, I needed some self-care, and I had to pause. Often we need to stop and take time to listen and hear ourselves, but we don't want to stay at that point. After I did some self-care, then I start moving. And so we're walking on this journey together, and occasionally we have to pause. But then we got to get back and start moving. And we're walking, and we're walking. So just remember that little metaphor. As we're on this journey, we might get stuck sometime in our heart, and when things happen to our family members. I spoke to a friend who is in New Orleans and experiencing a terrible hurricane. I mean, just yesterday it was a fire in the fires in California. It seems like there are reasons to pause all over the world. Everyone is having something that stops their life, stops their way of being in the normal way, and they have to pause and think and integrate the fears and the concerns, and to bring themselves back to a point where we can move on. We talked about accommodate and adapt, and that's what we do when we're on this journey, when we're walking. So know that you are loved, and right now we are walking towards positivity, towards thriving, and expecting good things. Have a good night, and we'll talk again. Bye-bye now.